The product backlog is consumed in the product delivery phase. In product delivery phase, product managers work closely with the engineering team to build the product. Product delivery phase constitutes of 5 stages: plan, prioritize, develop, test, and release. Some common product delivery models are Scrum and Kanban. In the planning phase, product managers work closely with the engineering to understand the available capacity of the team and to define the project milestones and plan the releases. Release planning is a key aspect as it tentatively defines how the planned backlog items can be included in each of these releases and how they can be developed to ship the final desired product. Based on the available capacity and release planning, product managers may have to get into the product backlog items and prioritize them. Prioritization is required because you cannot ship entire planned feature set. You need to identify a relative priority between each of these feature sets. Prioritization is an iterative exercise that factors in the value of the backlog items, stakeholder demands, engineering capacity, and other feasibility aspects. Product managers are expected to do continuous prioritization and reprioritization to ensure all required features are delivered in a timely manner. Some common prioritization frameworks are Moscow and RISE by Intercom. Let us understand each of these. Moscow method of prioritization considers a time-boxed approach and suggests to put product backlog items or user stories into 4 different buckets: must have, should have, could have, and won't have. Must have are the features that are critical and are non-negotiable. In the current delivery timelines, these has to be delivered first. Should have are also the essential set of requirements, but they are not as time critical as the must have ones. So after all must have requirements are done, should have can be picked and prioritized and included as part of the release. Could have are the good to have requirements and can be included if time and resource permit. Won't have, on the other hand, are the requirements that will not be included in the product delivery. They are either the ones that are descoped or dropped from the current release and can be reconsidered for a later release. The Moscow prioritization method was developed by Dykle. RISE framework by Intercom is a scoring-based quantitative approach to prioritization of requirements. Each product backlog item gets a RISE score based on the reach, impact, confidence, and effort. As per Intercom, reach is measured in the number of people or events per time period that the feature will impact. This can be customers per quarter or transactions per month. Impact tries to quantify how much impact the idea or backlog item will have. For example, how much will this idea increase the conversion rate or add to the monthly recurring revenue. Confidence tries to quantify the product manager's confidence level on the idea and its estimates. Effort is in person days or person months that the idea will take to be developed and delivered. So, the RISE score is calculated by multiplying reach, impact, and confidence and then dividing it by the effort. In the development phase, the product managers work closely with the engineering team. They attend daily stand-ups, provide team necessary clarifications that they may need in developing the product, and track the project progress. The inferences that they derive from these daily interactions may go further into reprioritization of the product backlog items. In the test phase, the built features are thoroughly tested. Different types of testing are unit testing, system testing, integration testing, end-to-end testing, usability testing, accessibility testing, and performance testing. Typically, engineering team is responsible for conducting all these testing, but product managers are required to provide general oversight and review the test results, especially for usability and performance testing, to ensure that the delivered product meets non-functional requirement standards. Product managers also perform acceptance testing for user stories to ensure that all acceptance criteria that was defined for the user story are met and the story meets the definition of done agreed upon by different stakeholders. Product release is an interesting stage that requires a strategic approach from the product managers. Depending upon the product or feature scale, product managers adopt different release strategies. For simple features or enhancements, product managers may decide to directly release it to the production and inform customers via release communications. In case of new product or product re-architecture or critical enhancements, release may happen in a phased manner. The newly developed product first goes into an internal release, which is also called as alpha release. This is for internal stakeholders or functional testers to thoroughly get involved in the testing and release lifecycle of the software and provide valuable feedback for its improvement. Alpha release usually has defects and may not be complete from the feature set standpoint. In companies like Microsoft and Facebook, there is a well-prevalent method of this internal release and testing, which is called dogfooding. For example, Microsoft releases Microsoft Office internally to all its employees to try, test, and provide feedback for improvements. Similar approach is also taken by Facebook for its new features, say Facebook Groups or Workplace. Once the release incorporates all feedback and improvements from the internal or alpha release, it goes for a beta release. Beta release usually has stability and performance issues and may have known or unknown defects as well. However, from feature set standpoint, beta is usually complete. Beta can be a public beta, also called as open beta, or a closed beta. In public or open beta, anyone can sign up and try the beta version of the product. In the case of closed beta, product team recruits a limited number of users who can participate in the beta program. Closed beta programs are typically common in the enterprise software segment, and companies typically brand it and gives rewards and recognition to customers or users who participate in these programs. Some examples are Windows Insider program by Microsoft or Apple beta program. It can be noted that the beta can be sandboxed or available discreetly from within the product that is in production. This is also a strategic call that has to be taken by the product management based on the impact assessment that it can cause to the customer's business, complexity of the feature, its dependency with other features, etc. After the beta product is stable and all issues are resolved with no new issues being reported, product managers may decide to make the product generally available for all customers and do a release announcement. Before announcing the general availability, product managers have to go through a set of tasks, often called as product launch checklist. This is to ensure organizational readiness prior to the product release. These tasks include sales enablement, marketing prep up for go-to-market activities, legal review to update terms and conditions of the product, knowledge transition to customer support and operations to handle customer queries, customer guide updates to enable customers to get to know about the new feature that is going to get incorporated in the product, public release webinars to showcase the product features and release announcements.